A Worldwide HRM Guide. Chapter 1. A Worldwide HRM Guide. Australia Human Resources. ahri.com.au, HR Information Sharing. aia.org.au, Australian Institute of Environmental Health. aim.com.au, the Australian Institute of Management. aio.org.au, Australian Institute of Occupational Hygienists. 8d.com.au, Australian Institute of Training and Development. apsc.gov.au/HRCDP, Australian Public Service Commission, HR Capability Development Programs. aqf.edu.au, the Australian Qualifications Framework, a unified system of national. atem.org.au, the Australian Tertiary Education Managers Association. cdaa.org.au, Career Development Association of Australia. Education Sector. ergonomics.org.au. For HR practitioners, hrcareers.com.au/resources/careers-in-hr.cfm. hrdaily.com.au. hrleadershipcouncil.com. info.anu.edu.au/hr, Career Development Guide. info.anu.edu.au/hr/training and development. info.anu.edu.au/hr/training and development/mentoring-at-anu. info.anu.edu.au/hr/training and development/mentoring-at-anu, the Australian Human Resource Institute Mentoring Program. info.anu.edu.au/hr/training and development/pulse-online-learning-system, external training. mihelm.uniml.edu.au, the L.H. Martin Institute for Higher Education Leadership and Management. nsw.ipa.org.au, Institute of Public Administration Australia. otnsw.com.au, Australian Association of Occupational Therapists Programs. rcsa.com.au, Recruitment and Consulting Services Association. rmia.org.au, Australian Institute of Risk Management. sia.org.au, Safety Institute of Australia. training.anu.edu.au/providers.asp. ahri.com.au. hrdaily.com.au. hrleadershipcouncil.com. aim.com.au. Training programs at ANU. training.anu.edu.au/providers.asp. Online learning. Pulse is the university's online learning system. info.anu.edu.au/training_and_development/pulse-online-learning-sy. STEM. External training programs. ahri.com.au. AIM offers a range of professional courses across a variety of management and HR topics. aim.com.au. Australian Public Service Commission, HR Capability Development Programs. apsc.gov.au/HRCDP. THLH Martin Institute for Higher Education Leadership and Management. mihelm.uniml.edu.au. info.anu.edu.au/hr/training_and_development. The Australian Human Resources Institute. ahri.com.au. Australian Institute of Management, AIM. aim.com.au. The Australian Tertiary Education Managers Association. atem.org.au. Australian Association of Occupational Therapists. otnsw.com.au/index.php. Australian Institute of Environmental Health. aia.org.au. Australian Institute of Risk Management. rmia.org.au. Australian Institute of Occupational Hygienists. aio.org.au. Australian Institute of Training and Development. 8d.com.au. Career Development Association of Australia. cdaa.org.au. Ergonomics Society of Australia. ergonomics.org.au. Institute of Public Administration Australia. nsw.ipa.org.au. Recruitment and Consulting Services Association. rcsa.com.au. Safety Institute of Australia. sia.org.au. Human Resources Capability Model. Commonwealth of Australia. apsc.gov.au/publications01/hrmodel.htm. career_articles/conversations.pdf. Australian Human Resource Development. aqf.edu.au. The Australian Qualifications Framework/AQF is a system of national qualifications in schools, vocational education, and the universities. Qualifications certify and license a person's knowledge and skills. ahri.com.au. hrdaily.com.au. hrleadershipcouncil.com. aim.com.au. training.anu.edu.au/providers.asp. info.anu.edu.au/hr/training_and_development/pulse-online-learning-system. Australian Public Service Commission HR Capability Development Programs, Foundation and Extension. apsc.gov.au/hrcdp. L. H. Martin Institute for Higher Education Leadership and Management mihelm.unimelb.edu.au. info.anu.edu.au/training_and_development/mentoring-at-anu. Staff Development Calendar. info.anu.edu.au/hr/training_and_development. Canadian Human Resources Info. csdd.ca, Canadian Society for Training and Development. hrpow.org, Human Resources Professionals Association. chrpcanada.com, Canadian Council for Human Resources Associations. chrp.ca, Canadian Human Resource Planners, a non-profit, volunteer network of senior human resource professionals. cthrb.ca/index.htm, Canadian Technology Human Resource Board. humanresourcesinfo.com, Compensation News, subscription information for a Canadian bi-monthly publication focusing on compensation, productivity, restructuring, performance management, and managing change. hscanada.com, canadianbusiness.com/entrepreneur/human_resources. canadianhrreporter.com. benefitscanada.com. bpmmagazine.com, Benefits and Pension. ccohs.ca, Occupational Health and Safety. ccsd.ca, Canadian Council on Social Development. ccsd.ca/fs_minw.htm, minimum wage rates. cos-mag.com, Occupational Safety. cprn.com/docs/work, various studies on work, Canadian Policy Research Networks. employers.gc.ca, 866-215-0946, the Human Resources Management Site, info about human resources, benefits, terminations, healthy and safety, etc., helps business owners find workers. employers.gc.ca, Government of Canada Human Resource Info for Employers. groupcfc.qc.ca, Human Resources Consulting. hrdata.net. canadianhrreporter.com. hrmanagement.ca, helps employers find workers. hrpow.org, Workplace News. hrreporter.com, Canadian HR Reporter. hrreporter.com/products_and_services. ipma-canada.com, Personnel Management Association. labor-travail.hrdc.gc.ca/ promote a fair, safe, and healthy work environment. malcam.com, Human Resources Worldwide. Monitor. ohscanada.com, Health and Safety. Payroll.ca, Payroll Clerk. peopelaquist.ca, peoplemanagementgroup.com. rpp.on.ca, 800-401-4480, Research Psychologists Press, sells many psychology tests including work aptitude ones. statcan.ca/english/ip/data/75-001-sia.htm, labor and income. simpiatico.ca/thrc, textiles human resources. synervisiondpi.com. o'grady.on.ca, John O'Grady Consulting Ltd, Economic and Statistical Analysis. cch.ca, CCH Canadian Ltd. ccohs.ca, Canadian Centre for Occupational Health and Safety. cchra-ccarh.ca, Canadian Council of Human Resources Associations. payroll.ca/index.cfm, Canadian Payroll Association. ctf.ca, Canadian Tax Foundation. cnt.gov.qc.ca/en/index.asp, Commission des normes du travail, Gouvernement of Quebec. hrsdc.gc.ca/en/home.shtml. Human Resources and Social Development. lancasterhouse.com, Lancaster House. hrsdc.gc.ca/en/gateways/topics/lzl-gxr.shtml. Labor Legislation, General Information. Alliance of Sector Councils. 340 McLaren St. Number 100. Ottawa, on K2P0M6. 613-565-3637. Fax, 613-231-6853. info@councils.org. councils.org. Resource info for 30 industries, programs, and demographic groups. Canadian Council of Human Resources Associations. 2 Bloor St West. Number 1903. Toronto on M4W32. cchra-ccarh.ca. Canadian Human Resource Companies. Chambers.ca. Herequality.ca. cjmatthews.com, Halifax, 800-565-1908, manages benefit plans. peoplefirst.ca, Organizational Development. Consulting Toronto. Canada Human Resources Management Job Websites. careers.yorq.ca/my-degree/human-resources-management. Advertising Representative. Career Counselor. Compensation Analyst. Employee Relations Manager. Exhibit Planner. Facilities Coordinator. Grievance Officer. Human Resources Director. Industrial Relations Specialist. Labor Consultant. Labor Policy Analyst. Office Manager. Operations Researcher. Recruiting Specialist. Staffing Manager. cchra.ca, Canadian Council of Human Resources Associations. hrpa.ca, Human Resources Professionals Association. shrm.org, Society for Human Resource Management. hrd4.org, Academy of Management, Human Resource Division. chrp.ca, Certified Human Resources Professional. ipma-aigp.com, International People Management Association. yorq.ca/labs/shrm, York University's School of Human Resource Management. yorq.ca/careers/internships/hr.hdm, York University's Human Resource Management Internship Program. UK Human Resource Management Job Websites. prospects.ac.uk/postgraduate-courses-results $keyword $human %20 resource %20 management number results search for postgraduate courses in human resource management. cipd.co.uk/pm people management. personneltoday.com, personnel today. cipd.co.uk/learn/training, cipd, qualifications and training.